To what Arty Noobs for general disturbance. This is the M6Y. It's a Tier 9 American heavy tank. It's located on the westbourne of Sand River, and it's under the command of Andromeda of No Retreat, No Surrender. And the only equipment we can see is a camo net. Game on! Usually on heavy tanks, I'd say get a small liner. I know some people say, well, that's extra weight, slows it down. But the thing is, the small liner can actually stop you from receiving a lot of damage, that, especially from Arty, who might take offense at you. And because you're slower than usual, you're more than likely going to take hits. This is the unusual tank with that very weirdly shaped turret. Yes. You can see that there's two cupolas there, right at the back. The main gun is a 120mm, capable of 400 alpha and 253mm pen with standard ammo. And you can see that in this battle, Andromeda's decided not to carry any heat rounds whatsoever. Now, that was more of a speculative shot that he fired over in that direction. Didn't get any hit. Now, the good thing about this tank is it does have 10 degrees of gun depression, so as he goes up this route to engage the enemy, he can use his gun depression to good effect. It's also very difficult for the enemy to score hits. I don't know if you've seen it from the front, but you see there's not much that's not angled that you can fire at. So yes, if the enemy does try to hit you, they're more than likely going to bounce off. Oh, he's run into a rock. Yeah. Driving, I think, is one of these things that you need to practice. Oh, that was a snap more than anything else. Standard reload on this one is 9.78 seconds. Andromeda's got like 8.65, so he has dropped that a bit. There's at least a second. There are a number of enemy tanks just around the corner. The Gonzalo's gone forward. I think as he pulls back and reloads, we can get a bit of damage. Here comes the first. Oh yes, and in fact he penetrates through the. Is it T-32? Oh, top of the cupola. Didn't get it, unfortunately. Accuracy may not be this gun's forte, but certainly he offered his top, and we bounced around. As I said, you know, it's very well angled. Oh, that guy offered the side of his vehicle, and again we bounced another round. Chances are the enemy is going to have a pretty tough time on this corner, because of course, as I said, there's not much that you can aim at that is not angled. Now, that was a bit snap, and in fact the A Phase 1 wanted him to fire so that he could then freely move up to get a shot. Oh, and the Gonzalo is getting in the way now. And look at this, the enemy's decided to come in behind us. That was auto-aimed on, but it was good hit, a high roll. And the AMX 5100 is going to take a hammering, because we're just going to sit here and blow him. Blow him away, not blow him. As in, you know, well, I just opened my mouth on that one, didn't I? Oh dear, it just gets worse, the innuendo. Okay, this AMX shouldn't be here. And he takes a high roll. And now he's in a world of trouble, even though we just lost on this. Yep, he's gone, and that's another kill. That's 2 kills now. We're 1 up on the enemy, and we're loaded. Yep, we can get through that. Oh, we didn't. We hit the tracks. Well, give it another go. It's a fairly quick reload, and that guy's offering his cupola again. And we did get a critical hit this time on the Tiger. Okay, Tiger's going to suffer on this one. Yep, he took a high roll again for 416. And again, yeah, end of game for him. Bad decision there. Okay. No, that was a bad decision. He shouldn't have fired when the guy turned his turret round so it wasn't angled anymore. But the A phase 1 does go down to the Gonzalo, so we might as well move ahead. And now we're 2 up on the enemy. Yes, I think it's a matter of sometimes you think, oh, should I shoot or not, just to get another 400 hit points. But the fact of the matter is, on that particular occasion, the guy turned his turret just at the right moment to try and make sure that he didn't get a penetrating shot. Again, this is an interesting choice coming around this way. There are enemy who are guarding their cap area, but they're unspotted. And so coming around here, he's trying to go for the enemy defending the pass, and yeah, we've been spotted. Turn towards the cap area, because that's where they're going to shoot at you from. Yeah, he's trying to get in behind the enemy there, but here we go, an EVR. He's gone. It was the SU-100 M1, that's the one who hit us. But luckily for us, it was a very high caliber weapon, so it only did a small amount of damage. The enemy behind us up in the pass has been wiped out, so now we can push on this SU-100. And Arty starting to fire in our general direction. He did get a hit, but it was only a critical hit on us. And at this range, we don't need the rangefinder because we can just point and shoot. And it's a lovely kill. And that's his 4th. The GW Panther's gone down. There's only 2 enemies remaining, a Pershing and a Blesk. And there's the Pershing. He came back, which he had to, really. Oh, we didn't pen. And we bounced the round that came from him, though. Okay, and our guy is circling that Pershing now. I should have said it was a tier 9 game with tier 7 tanks in it, because the AMX 1357 is, of course, a tier... Oh, and we just lost a couple of tanks to Gonzalo, and we took a round from the Pershing. And we were Amaraked, and look at the Bleskies punching holes into us, but now the enemy Pershing has been wiped out and the Blesk is all alone. Now this thing doesn't have the greatest turning circle, but the Blesk is running for it. I'd go the other side because he's going to meet up with you. He's trying to go high. Go the other side, that's it, because he's going to come up and meet us. Okay, gun depression time. Locked on. Punches around in, but it's a low roll at last. Oh, but he comes in to try and do us some damage. And this is where he dies. And that is the end of the game. Here's the end of battle stats. And that was the first class tanker for Andromeda in the M6Y. You can tell it's the first time he's had a first class because he's got scrolls underneath the one, and you only get the scrolls once the first time you do it. He also got a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills, he got 4 exactly, and a shield proof for blocking more damage exceeding the hit points of your own vehicle, and a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in this game, he got 5 exactly. And on top of all that, he got a steel wall. Yes, he actually got a Battle Hero medal for blocking the most damage in the game. At least 11 hits, over 1,000 hit points of damage, most damage in the game, and of course, surviving the game. Let's have a look at the team score. Oh, before we do that, actually, I should have mentioned he also got a win rate of 4,802. So he well overperformed in this one, because that's the Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score now. Didn't get the highest damage in the game. The Gonzalo actually managed to get the highest amount, but he got a high caliber for 4,395 hit points. Second highest damage went to Andromeda, 3,458. And third highest damage, well, that goes to the Pershing with 3,017. When it came to kills, he had the highest number of those, but he shares it with the Pershing. They both have 4 kills each. 3 kills went to the AMX 1357, and that guy got an All-X medal, and 2 kills went to the Gonzalo, who only got the high caliber. And when it came to base XP, he's actually in third place because Gonzalo did 1,593. Then the MX1357 got 1,211. And finally, Andromeda got 1,145. So all three overperformed their vehicle and got over 1,000 base, with the next highest in the fourth place being the Chi-Ri with only 897. But at least he managed to get a Confederate. The T-30 got a cool-headed. And the Oni, well, he got a cool-headed as well. I think that's what comes as standard now if you're in a game against a Bless, because, of course, those Bless just pummel you with shells, hopefully that some of which will penetrate. Let's have a look at detail. Okay, fired 19 rounds in this game, got 13 direct hits on the enemy and 10 penetrations, 3,458 hit points, all of it at close range. 217 hits from the enemy, yes, I know, that Blesk. 178 of which were penetrations. Yes, they may be very small caliber and there's a lot of them being fired, but some of them do penetrate, but they don't do much damage each time they do. 39 non-penetrations as well. 2,130 hit points of damage blocked by armor. 1 enemy vehicle spotted, 7 enemy vehicles damaged, 4 killed, and 732 hit points of damage assist. On a premium count, he did make a profit on this one because he used standard ammo. He got 126,751 credits, but in that was a mission completion bonus of 105,000. So really, if you take that into account, it's only 21,000 profit of a standard game without a bonus. But he did make 3,435 experience points out of this one on a ×2 gauge. So it's good results in terms of credits and experience out of this one. And it really was a case of he was caught between the devil and the deep blue sea for a moment, where he had enemies in front of him, enemies behind him, but he kept his composure and kept pumping those rounds in. And this tank actually is very good in that sort of situation. And because, of course, it does have that unique configuration of a rounded turret, which bounces a lot of rounds. Most of the rounds he was facing from the heavy tanks in front of him just careened off that very, very rounded, bulbous, well, not bulbous, but rounded turret. Very difficult to get penetrations on it. Anyway, if we look at the score, yeah, it was a very nice result. I don't know how close he was to getting an ace tanker, but at this rate, I don't think he'll be long because, of course, he survived the battle. The Gonzalo didn't. He was too reckless, but Andromeda was careful, and actually it did work out well for him. Hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like, and thank you for watching.